Man, isn't it an awful time to be a Metroid fan?
Psych!
I can't recall a time where Nintendo has ever shown this much love and confidence in this franchise, as they're not only placing Metroid in front of all of their promotional content, but we continue to get new releases and re-releases. The exciting news that recently broke is that the Game Boy Advance's Metroid Fusion will be coming to the Nintendo Switch as a part of the online expansion pass. It drops on March 9th, which is actually a pretty big day for Nintendo, as the Mario Kart DLC tracks and the latest Mario Movie Direct release on that day as well. Like most Metroid games, Fusion is absolutely fantastic, and I would generally recommend going through it. But is it the game for you? I'll do my best to answer that as I tell you what you need to know before diving into Metroid Fusion. Metroid Fusion is the fourth installment in the mainline Metroid series, which are the 2D side-scrollers. In short, it's the sequel to the Super Nintendo's Super Metroid, and it's the prequel to the Nintendo Switch's Metroid Dread. If you'll be starting up this Game Boy Advance classic, make sure to head into it with an attentive mind, as Fusion is one of the most dialogue-heavy games within the Metroid franchise. If you're not paying close attention to the details, then it can easily cheapen what is meant to be an extremely immersive experience. When it comes to the story and the character developments of the Metroid franchise, Metroid Fusion is easily one of the most integral games to the series. Not only does it give you good insight on the personality and character of Samus, but it's also a fantastic setup to the story of Metroid Dread. Honestly, it's kind of unfortunate how the Switch isn't getting Metroid Fusion until well after the release of Metroid Dread, because in order to understand a lot of the nuanced details of Dread's story, you need to have first played Fusion. Although many Metroid games leave you on your own to explore the world, Fusion is quite different, as I believe it's easily the most linear Metroid game to date, as your AI assistant Adam is consistently telling you which specific area to go to. Some Metroid fans see this as a negative, as it can somewhat hinder that feeling of exploration. But in another sense, the extremely linear style does a fantastic job of enhancing your disturbing and chilling experience. Many people who have played Fusion believe that it's the most chilling and scariest Metroid game ever created. If the Emmy sequences made you nervous in Metroid Dread, then Fusion might send you into a full-on panic attack, as the game constantly builds a tremendous amount of tension before throwing you into an alarming escape sequence. Speaking of which, make sure your patience is intact, as this game is not only scary, but it's also one of the hardest Metroid games ever made. Some boss battles will have you nearly pulling your hair out by the time they're defeated, although the Switch's custom save points will certainly help in that area if you're struggling. My only major complaint with the game is that it's extremely short, not just for a Metroid game, but for a video game in general, as a casual playthrough may only take you a few hours in real time, assuming you don't struggle with the difficulty curve a bunch. I guess wishing for more isn't necessarily the worst feeling to have at the end of a playthrough, but it is a legitimate criticism nonetheless. It's not my favorite Metroid game, but I absolutely love it, and I think you will too. So what do you guys think? What is your favorite Metroid game of all time? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Thanks for watching as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more Metroid and Zelda content, and I'll see you guys in the next video.